Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in for a new episode. And remember, on this podcast, my goal is to bring every week a conversation that goes for the goalkeepers, that goes for the goalkeeper coaches, or a conversation that covers a specific topic in life. It can be discipline or other behaviors that average people or people that doesn't really play the sport can actually relate. However, on this week, I want to talk to parents and I want to cover a question or something that is really important about like what should parents know about the position. So goalkeeping is a little bit different, and goalkeeping hasn't really been a topic where there is a lot of education or there is a lot of references to actually go as a parent and learn. So I just wanted to bring some points, and I have some notes over here of things that you need to be mindful about. With that being said, the first one, and I think is the most important one, is understanding that goalkeeping is a small, completely different sport than the actual soccer. So there is a whole new world, and even me as a goalkeeper coach, the more that I understand this, the less that I really understand it. Because the more that I understand, the more that I start learning, the more I realize that I know less. For example, if I'm talking about a technique, now I just discover a new technique and now I need to learn about that technique. And goalkeeping is like that. It's basically a whole new world in that. So if you're a goalkeeper dad or a goalkeeper mom, good luck with that. The point number two is goalkeeper needs time to develop. There's not quick results. And it's not like about like, oh, I'm gonna train 1 hour with this coach and hope he gets better and then show up again in a month and then train again. Personally, I think as goalkeeper coaches, we need to be more mindful about this because if we are not able to actually have a whole plan or have a whole trajectory with the goalkeepers, there is not going to be a lot of improvement in that goalkeeper. Showing up once a week and then hoping to show up next 3 weeks and then do another training session is not like it's going to really build you up as a goalkeeper. And with that being said, again, and there's time to develop. It takes longer. That's why like all goalkeepers normally tend to be better because it has a lot to do with emotional aspects, and that's the number third thing that I want to talk. Confidence is almost everything for a goalkeeper. So as a parent, you cannot be destroying the kid's confidence and not putting him in a more stressful situation that they need to handle already. So it again, the goalkeeper is basically responsible of more than 10 people in the field. If they make a mistake, most likely the team will lose or stuff like that. So there is a lot of pressure. And then trust me, they don't need to hear that pressure from outside of as well. So make sure that you understand and you push your player to actually be more comfortable in that position. Number four, training needs to be realistic. And again, lessons, there is room for that. 3000% there is room for that, for us working on the specific things. But don't be scared of bringing your kids to actually goalkeeper practice where there is 4 people, there is 5 people. Because the more amount of people, the more realistic the scenarios can be. And also be mindful about hiring somebody that is just gonna hammer the ball to a goalkeeper, just work on shot stopping, just give them volleys and stuff like that. A lot of things need to relate. Also, with that being said, don't think because your goalkeeper is not getting goalkeeper specific practice, he cannot improve. He can still improve a lot by just going to actual games or just basically to go to regular practice. Some other things, if you're a parent and you're not pushing for your goalkeeper or your son or your daughter to take the goal kicks, you're not really helping that much. Because yes, I get it. We all want to win. And it's gonna be frustrating whenever he concedes or she concedes because she made a bad kick. But again, these are little kids that they need to develop. They need to improve at that. So either they are stepping out from the back or they're taking a goal kick. Don't be scared of allowing your kids to actually take a goal kick. And this is also for coaches. Don't be scared of this because you are taking away their development. And unfortunately, there's a lot of goalkeepers that wish, and I wish as a goalkeeper coach, that they have actually kicked a ball whenever they were younger. So just let them be more comfortable with that. Understand that if they concede, yes, it's heartbreaking, but it's part of the process. It's gonna hurt, the kid is gonna cry, but it's just part of the process. You need to be a great parent to actually support that. Game time is not the only measure of progress. Yes, playing is gonna be crucial, but as a goalie, there's a lot of things that builds you as a goalkeeper. Being an athlete, reading the game, understanding the game, all of these behaviors that you actually develop in practice. So don't think that only because you are not playing, you cannot develop as a goalkeeper. Again, you develop in practices and then you prove all of this on the games. Again, minutes are important. I'm not going to say they are not because that's where you actually try to deal with all those pressure and it's the most realistic moments that you're going to have in your development. But don't skip goalkeeper practice. And finally, again, back to the 10th, the goalkeeper success is a long journey. Again, we see all goalkeepers that succeed, all ages. So it takes time. It's not gonna be a quick fix. Don't think that your kid will get better in 3 weeks or 2 weeks if they only train for an hour. But it takes a time to build. It has a lot of habits. It has a lot of different techniques that you need to develop during the years. So stay consistent with that, and please don't force your kid to be a goalkeeper. In order for you to be a great goalkeeper, you need to love this position. You need to be crazy. You need to be nuts for this. Forcing your kid is not helping a lot. Don't try to really coach them that much. Let and trust on your coaches. Don't put that extra pressure on them. So, parent, thank you for listening. I hope your daughter, your son is doing amazing. And if you have any other questions, any other things that you want me to cover on these small videos, on these small episodes, make sure you let me know. You can post it on Instagram or just text me on Instagram. I will most likely look at them. So thank you very much and see you in the next one.